AI. We cannot run away from the hype and discussion around AI and for organizations around AI transformation. Now, here at Frost & Sullivan, we see AI as a very important corporate initiative, with considerations beginning from the management and business teams before going on to technical implementation. To give you some analysis, based on our global analysis, 90% of decision makers across multiple roles, across multiple industry verticals, agree that AI is vital and important for achieving business priorities. Today, we are really honored to have with us as our special subject matter expert, Vice President and Head of NEC Labs Singapore, Mr. Christopher Lam. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time. Maybe to help our audience, really get to know you and your organization a bit better, could you tell us a bit about NEC Labs, and also the work that you do?
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for having me. So my name is Christopher. I'm the head of NEC Laboratories Singapore. So as you know, NEC, we are a Japanese company headquartered in Japan, Tokyo. And our key business is in providing ICT solutions and services to our key customers like governments and big enterprises. So as for me, I head up the lab here in Singapore. So we are part of the R&D organization.
Okay.
So altogether, there are 11 laboratories, and we're one of them. And our focus is more on applied research, on new innovative AI solutions for our customers, in particularly the government as well as enterprises. So supporting their digital transformation journey.
Got it. So sounds very much like AI is a very big kind of a priority nowadays for you guys.
Oh, definitely. I think AI is one of the key for us now. I mean, in fact, most of the labs are in one way or another working on AI-related research and topics, and so is our company. I mean, focusing a lot on AI, especially now generative AI. So much so that we have even developed our own LLM models, Kotomi we call it.
Got it.
So, and I think with our AI supercomputer built in Japan, close to 1,000 GPUs, we were able to create our own LLM models from scratch.
Got it. And I think that's why we sort of want to get your advice, because one of the things, our audience is going to be business-centric. They are going to be business decision makers, not so much technical, right? They're not technical people, but they need to understand the issues involved with AI transformation today, so that they can make an informed decision and direct their business accordingly. So we love that you have that kind of exposure and coverage, and we really want to learn from you today. Maybe I want to start off with an overarching question. Why is AI and AI transformation so important to organizations today?
Thanks for the question. I think if you look at today's digital age, right, I think speed, efficiency and customer-centric approaches are key to growth, even sustainability for a lot of businesses today, right? So I think AI has proven over the last couple of years that it can really help in many of these areas. For example, you look at some of the big tech companies, they already claim that they are already 30% or more of their codes are written by AI.
Yes.
So that means you can develop software faster and with less manpower.
Correct.
And maybe with better quality.
By the way, I'm a computer science guy. I studied computer science in university, but I'm one of those guys that hates coding, So to hear this kind of innovation really is such good news for me, the speeding up with coding assistance nowadays.
Correct. And also in terms of customer-centric approaches, if you look at today, AI, for example, in the form of digital human and chatbots are really helping businesses to serve their customer better. So instead of customers holding the line, waiting for a human operator to answer questions, now you can use chatbots or even a digital human, right, to serve the purpose and faster and maybe even more knowledgeable than a human operator.
Correct. So AI in a way is something that we have to embrace, right? It's not something that we can sort of postpone indefinitely.
Right.
Now, you've worked with many customers, you've worked with many clients in many different types of industries. What are the major challenges you see when they are thinking about embarking on AI transformation?
Yeah, we have done a lot of AI projects. I think there are many challenges, but I'll just illustrate a few. The one that we see often is, customers often are very overly highly expectations.
The expectations are too high.
Right.
Right.
They have overly high expectations of AI solutions, thinking that they can do magic and wonders. Right. So in order for us to go in, we need to educate the customers and bring them back to earth. Right. And also a lot of times, what we can do is, we can share with them some of our experience in implementing for other customers, and also to explain to them some of the limitations. So I think education is very important first step, right? To make sure that they understand what are the limitations and capabilities. And also I think, to start off, I think we can do a small pilot project or a POC to start with instead of going big bang, right? So I think we can learn a lot from that POC and pilots.
Right.
So I think that is one of the challenges, I think. And I think getting the customer to agree on the accuracy, for example.
Right.
Because I think accuracy is, most often talked about in all AI projects. They always talk about accuracy, and that is one of the key KPI, right? And I think we need the customers to understand, what kind of accuracy can the system meet, because even though the system is pre-trained with our own data, but that may not be sufficient for the actual deployment on the ground, because every environment is different.
In a way, it's a balance, isn't it?
Right.
The more accurate you want it, then the cost and the effort and the data required goes up, right? So how do you sort of balance that?
Yeah, so again, we need to go back to the customer's requirement, right? So what is their budget, right? What kind of accuracy, what kind of goals they want to have,
Correct.
to have this solution.
Correct.
So with all this in mind, then we propose to them, right? And also to prove to them that, this solution with this kind of accuracy will work operationally for them.
Correct.
So I think we need to do a lot of this education and I think agreement with the customer before the project starts. Otherwise, they will go into a lot of dispute, why is it not meeting the expectation and all those things.
So start with awareness.
Right.
Start with better understanding.
Correct.
Right? Got it. Yeah. I agree. I think this is something that even at Frost & Sullivan, we try to inculcate with our customers as well. Where's the ROI? Where's the business benefit? What use cases make sense? And all this is business, yeah?
Right.
It's right business discussion. We are talking about it from a business aspect, not a technical aspect. But once you set that, then technical becomes much easier. Then you know how to frame it, what's the scoping going to be like, etc. Right? Yes, got it. Okay, we talked so much so far about AI is vital. We cannot take a step back. We have to continue on. We understand some of the challenges you talked about, right? About how there's maybe a mismatch of expectations. Maybe awareness could be something that we want to sort of push and help our customers better understand. I wanted to be practical, because in every discussion like this, it's all about being practical. And our audience here are people from a business background, as I mentioned, and they really need a bit of a handle on how to navigate it in their organization. So let's be practical in the next few questions. I believe every organization wants to start. They want to begin AI transformation. They want to progress in AI transformation. Let's start from a business perspective, right? How should these organizations get management buy-in for AI in the very first place?
I think maybe a few years ago it is harder, but if you look at today's context, it's easier now, actually. A lot of customers got the buy-in already, but of course, I think they're still skeptical, sometimes, because I think, especially for those first-timer, right? I think it is important that we, for example, as a vendor, we share a lot of our experience with other customers. I think that will be one of the important ways to sort of get buy-in. How other customers are using AI and how they are being successful in using them. I think that is one way of looking at it. And I think, of course, I mentioned just now, I think providing training, providing the right education to especially the project team, right? When they want to embark on a project, what kind of problems they will see and what kind of outcome they want, right? I think, and also to make sure that the whole project team is on the same page, right? We talk the same language, we understand the problem. And more importantly is, after the implementation, it don't stop there, right? So I think we need to continue to monitor the performance of the AI systems, because I think you probably heard about model drifting and model decay, right? Over time, because environmental changes, things like that, the model may not work as well, so it will degrade. So I think that's where we constantly need to update the model with newer data, and also to update the system basically, right? To make sure that it is up to date and with the latest training data. And I think also in terms of some of the concerns is also data handling, especially true for AI projects, because it's machine learning based.
Right.
So you need a lot of data, and that's where we need to handle those data properly.
Right.
Of course, I think in general it is no different from traditional ICT systems. I think the usual cybersecurity measures, the hardening thing, and all that still applies. But on top of that, I think privacy, because a lot of this data has identification information.
Yes.
So that's where we need to handle them properly. So only when we need do we store them.
Yes.
And if we need them, I think we need to sort of anonymize them, do masking and anonymization, and making sure that we retain the data only when it's needed. So those kind of things will help to ease the some of the concerns and mindset of the management, right? I mean, thinking about embarking on this AI transformation journey.
Got it. So lots to think about. It's not just one aspect. It's really quite a holistic.
It's a whole life cycle, right?
Got it. Now, I want to move on, right? Because we talked about it from a business perspective, getting management buy-in. From a technical perspective, and you've alluded to some of that already, cybersecurity, the life cycle data, etc. What are the key considerations that organizations need to get started from a technical perspective?
So AI, one of the most important thing for AI's kind of systems is the data. Right, I think the data that's being used to train the system. So I think data quality and quantity is important. So to get started. So I think although a lot of vendors like even NEC, right, the solutions that we provide to our customers, most of the time they are pre-trained with certain data, but it will never be enough. I'll give you an example, right? For example, a video analytics solution that detects fighting, right, may wrongly detect people playing basketball in the basketball court as fighting. Right. Because they look like fighting.
Yes.
In different environments, the same solution may react differently. I'll give you different results because it's machine learning based. It's sometimes unpredictable as well, right? So it is important that we have enough quality data, right? And also to train the system, right, for that particular environment and deployment, so that it can meet the expectation of the customer. So I think data is still one of the most important in terms of getting started with a AI transformation project.
Got it. And I think that's something that I think many companies probably at the back of their mind they understand. But I think data and the whole treatment of data is going to be a much bigger project in that way, right? Because many organizations have data, but in everywhere. They have it on devices, they have it on laptops, they have it on servers, they have it on cloud. And I think even just getting the data together is going to be an exercise, right? So sounds like data is actually a much bigger kind of a exercise that organizations need to think about.
Yes, it is.
Got it. Now, I wanted to sort of continue with the theme around data. What are the best practices to handle this data in terms of AI transformation projects?
One of the big issues rising from data is data privacy. Right? So as you probably know, in many of these AI projects, in different countries, right, they have privacy protection laws. Right? So it is important for us as a vendor to work closely with the customers because every customer will be different. So depending on where they are, for example, in Singapore, it will be PDPA, in Europe, it will be GDPR, and also maybe in the US, they have CCPA, California. So different states will have different protection laws. So I think we need to respect those laws and work with the customers and understand how do we comply. I mean, one example, for example, in one of the projects that we did in US for an airport, right? I mean, the customer says that we cannot keep images or videos of people who are not exhibiting feverish condition.
Right.
So that was one of the projects that we did during the pandemic, right?
Right. So it's very specific.
Right, they're very specific, right? So if the person don't exhibit fever, we are not supposed to keep images or videos of him or her. So we need to drop those, right? So only when this person exhibits a fever, then we can keep the information, but only for certain time period. So that kind of requirements are coming from the customer, and we need to comply by tweaking our systems. And of course, I think out of the box, our systems just have features like, for example, masking of a person's face when you do not need to see that, for example, right? So those kind of some of the things that we can do in how we handle the data and also masking the data so that the privacy is being respected. And of course, I think the retention period. I mean, if we don't have to keep the data, we don't keep.
Right.
So I think then we have less problems to manage. Right?
Got it.
So I think only need to, then we will keep those data.
So sounds like it's a lot to manage, right? Yeah.
Right.
Because already we see that from a technical perspective, data is going to be probably the biggest single issue that an organization has to really think through for AI.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, thank you so much for your sharing so far. We've really talked about how AI is vital. It's not going to go away.
Definitely.
It's something that all of us have to embrace and really start to leverage. We also hear about the different challenges, and I think in all your examples, it really stuck out to me that data is going to be probably the single biggest issue that organizations need to think about as they also get buy-in from management, as they also have to deal with customer data. Now, we want to end this session by being as practical as possible, right? Organizations are in different phases. Some of them much more progressive, but maybe let's address the companies that may be wondering how to get started, maybe at the early stages of their AI transformation journey. What do you think our audience should really consider as their immediate next step as they embark on this AI transformation journey?
Right, as you rightfully pointed out, I think AI is here to stay and it will grow even bigger in the future. So I think if you haven't really started with this AI journey, I think you should start now, right? For example, right, if you look at as a employee of a company, you need to write a formal email, for example, or you need to write a formal report. So instead of writing it from scratch, you can use AI to help you, right, to do a draft. That will save you a lot of time.
And it's so common now, right? If you think about the new generation of graduates and people that are coming into the workforce, it's so common for them.
Correct. So I think for companies, really seriously, we need to think about this. And I think for a longer term perspective, right, to future-proof the organization, you should also embark on this AI transformation. As you pointed out, I think the new talents today, they're used to all these tools, right? So one of the way to look at this is also to retain talent and also to attract new talents joining the company. And I think it will definitely improve the productivity of the company. I mean, to start small, I mean, individually, you can, I think the famous one will be in ChatGPT, right? How ChatGPT can be used to help you in your work, for example. And also, I think for Office 365 users, right? You have Microsoft Copilot. That is also another great tool to start experimenting with AI on how it can help you, right? For example, writing codes, for example, writing reports, emails, and things like that. I think these are minor actions and things that you can start with to experiment for yourself, and then from there you understand what AI is about, and you can then think about what are the other use cases in the company that can help increase the productivity and efficiency of the company. Right, I think customer centricity is also important, right? I mean, using AI as well.
Got it. So sounds like start with the awareness portion and better understand how the systems work, try it out with experimentation and start small. You mentioned about POCs and getting started, right? So I think that those are really some 3 very practical steps that organization can take in their journey.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate all the sharing. Again, we always love to hear from people who are in the industry working with customers and how you have dealt with the very practical problems, the very practical concerns. Really, thank you so much again for your sharing today. And thanks for joining us. I hope that you can join us again next time.
Thank you, I will. I love to. Thank you.